Okay, I am Quote and this is my collection. 1983, Orion. It all started with this model. I found this model in Berlin in a thrift store named Paul's Boutique about 15 years ago. I had no idea of vintage Adidas shoes. I just bought it because I was attracted to it. This was the beginning. It was not a plan to have a collection like this at the beginning. It was only like buying shoes that I like, meet people where I can swap stuff or sell stuff, buy stuff like this, and it getting bigger and bigger every year. My focus is on 80s running shoes. It must be more than 300 pairs.
I first heard about Quote on Crooked Tongues forum. Even back then, everyone knew who we were. It was one of like the biggest vintage collections I'd ever seen at that point. And I thought, I want to work with this guy. Just don't know how.
1984 Micro Pacer. This model is the absolute ultimate, the shoe of shoes. A silver shoe with a computer in it in 1984, Adidas strikes again. I not only collect the stuff to have it, I just want to wear it and to show the people that there are still shoes from 30 years ago, they are still wearable and still looks cool. That's the reason why I only collect shoes with the three stripes.
I used to go to a lot of football games, and there's like a casual culture that goes along with that. My friend had just bought some of the reissue Oslos, and I took a look at them, and that's when I fell in love with the City series, really. Got a thing about nostalgia, so it kind of went hand in hand, vintage illustration, drawing vintage trainers. I wanted to do a different take on my own poster, give it a different edge. So I asked Quote if I could illustrate his collection. Quote asked me if I wanted to do a book instead. I was like, yes, let's do it.
'1986, Corsica. Oops, what is this model doing in this book? Certainly, my main focus is on runners from the 80s, but you should never lose sight of the fact that you need to look good on a beach promenade. I wanted, of course, my personal favorites, but I also wanted special shoes that you don't see this often, or maybe models you never realize that they exist. I want to tell more about the models, so that's the reason why I picked up this special, I don't know how much is in here, like 48 different models. It's really funny that we never meet us before and make all the stuff via email and via sending pictures and sending ideas.
We didn't even talk on the phone, actually. Quote just literally take them off the shelf, just take a photo on his camera phone and just Facebook them over.
I tell them that's my wishes, what I wanted to see at the end, and he made it like I wanted. It was really cool.
He just completely trusted what I was doing and I trusted what he was doing. There were enough City series in there to satisfy me and enough runners in there to satisfy him.
When I talk to Peter and tell him that we have the chance to make our own shoe alongside the book, he was flipping out, he was crazy. 1984, Denver. Insanity. Every time I get my hands on a pair of these, I fall in love with them all over again. Mesh, velour, suede, and the color, just stunning. A beautiful, rare model from 1984 with a colorway that proved an inspiration for us. In 1988, the ZX 420. It's simply a super cool model, and I am pleased and proud that we had the privilege of working on it. So the idea was to transfer the colorway from the Denver to the ZX 420.
Yeah, we both agreed straight away that that would be the one we wanted to use. Quote's actually got an OG pair as well, and I think it came out looking pretty vintage. Now I'd yes, this is amazing. This is better than I ever imagined.